Thank you very much, Pastor John. The whole idea is that we've all had experiences with these lockdowns, and they've affected us in many different ways, but the reality of the fact is that for the generality of the population, it has been negative. Rule 53, a review application, entails a scenario where if an administrative decision has been taken and anyone feels aggrieved by that particular decision, they can approach the court and basically compel the decision maker to produce all the documents that they relied upon at the time of making the decision, and also to give reasoning behind the decisions that they would have made. So now what we are basically saying is that there was a decision taken which was announced to the public on the 30th of March, where President Ramaphosa said that he had taken a decision to maintain the country under level 1 lockdown. So we are basically saying, okay, that's the decision that you took. What we would like you to tell us now is the documentation that you relied upon to arrive at this particular decision. The reasoning that you actually engaged upon, what process did you basically go through in your mind to get to this decision? More particularly, when he tells the nation that the survival rate of this medical condition is higher than 95%. If it's higher than 95%, why are we locking down the country? Surely we should be rejoicing that people are actually getting healed. And most of the people who are recovering are not even hospitalized. So we are now basically asking him from that particular lockdown up to where we are now to give us answers. Where businesses are collapsing, people are losing their jobs, and we are basically saying, what is the justification to kill the economy for such a small thing that you yourself say is getting better? And in actual fact, one of the things that he says on the 25th of June, talking about the so-called Delta variant, is that it is more transmissible, but it is less severe. So if it is less severe, why are we going to a strict lockdown and introducing curfews? We're asking some of these questions. We ask the question as well that, okay, you restrict the number of people who can go to a church, but you are increasing the number of people who are going for their own social gatherings. He says that at the time before Easter, people can come to church, but they cannot mingle outside. Everyone must just get into their car and go home. But at the same time, he says that outside gatherings are safer than indoor gatherings. So you just have to ask yourself, which one is he really talking about? And then he says that no one will be forced to take a vaccine. At the same time, he is talking about everyone, vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. And then the Minister of Health, the one who just got moved from health, said something which is very important, which I would love employers to also take to heart, that anything and everything that says you are under compulsion to get your workers jabbed is not correct. She says, no one will be forced, and no one can be forced. Even employers cannot force their workers. She says, in actual fact, and I repeat, employers cannot force their workers to be jabbed. So whether you are an employer, you are a worker, you are safe because the law of the land says so. And yes, there are lawyers who are giving a different narrative from what I am. I appreciate that. And I'm waiting for the day when we come to court and they tell me when the Constitution was changed. I'll leave it there to say, Amongst the critical things with this particular procedure is that we would love to send a message. Amongst the ways of sending the message, we will be putting out a notice for all the people who want to come in as friends of the court. There is what is called a Rule 16a procedure, whereby Rule 16a notice, where you put out and you say, we've got this case which will be addressing issues pertaining to constitutionality. And people who want to come in as friends of the court also come in. And then there is the joinder procedure, where you apply to join the proceedings. The more we can stand and show the court that this is not a one-man show. This is not just about watchers and gatekeepers. It's about many other people who are also affected and have an interest in the outcome of this thing. Then the court will stand up and listen. On the 27th of May, we were at the High Court, and we were basically an individual who was saying, show us the virus. Where is this virus? We were thrown out of court because the judge says, even if people are dying, this is not urgent. Basically, in as much as she didn't say it in those words, but we were thrown out of court on the grounds of urgency. And all we wanted was, if you show us the virus and you are talking about vaccination, we are therefore able to determine if this procedure that you are talking about actually addresses this. Because for now, we are told about this, but we know there is this, but we don't know if this addresses this. Do these two talk to each other? We do not know.